Hi guys, I'm here today to give you a review of the Airsoft JG M16A1. I've literally just received this last couple of days, so here we go. It comes in a box, like so. What more can I say? It's a box. So if we open up this rather delightful looking box, first thing I want to say is this thing comes very well packed. This foam, as you can see, thick foam, and it's like that all the way throughout. This thing will arrive to you unbroken. It's not going to get damaged in transit. So opening up the box, what have we got? First thing we've got is this. It's a little certificate. I bought this from Taiwan Guns. And they've tested the FPS. It normally fires at 400 straight out of the box, but Taiwan Guns will reduce this down to 350 or whatever you want. I've asked them to reduce it to 350, and as you can see along the bottom here, there's a variety of test shots that they've done at the factory, reducing it down. Now they say it's firing at 339, 335, 338. So that there is proof what they've done. However, upon actually testing this myself on a chrono, I'm coming out at about 280. So whether my chrono is wrong or their testing is wrong, I'm not quite sure. But saying that, it does still fire fine. You also get this instruction manual, which is pretty Gucci. It gives you a step-by-step breakdown of how the rifle comes apart and is put together. It's a variety of languages. There's Chinese, Korean, English. Good bit of kit. You get these obligatory cleaning rods. They're okay for clearing jams. I personally don't use them. If I'm going to clean the barrel and clean the rifle, I'll take it apart and I'll do it properly. But these have their uses. Yeah, this goes on the end of the barrel. I really don't know what to say about that. Maybe it's okay if you're going to go to a public show, if you're into living history. Yeah, you can stick that on the end of your rifle. Doesn't make the rifle look quite so aggressive. What else do we get? We get a battery charger. Now, as you can see with the two prongs, this is aimed at a European market. It's not a smart charger. I dare say it will charge your battery. I wouldn't trust it though. It's more likely going to cook your battery if you're not careful. So that is probably going to go in the bin. I probably won't use it. What I would suggest, and this doesn't come with the package, but I would suggest something like this. This is a smart charger. You can buy them relatively cheap. I think they're about £15. You can plug your batteries in, charge them up. This won't cook your batteries. So 15 quid well spent, I think. Okay, coming back to our package, what else have we got? As we've just done the battery charger, that's the battery itself, which is a small Tamiya type connection. This is an 8.4 volt battery running at 1100 amps per hour, or ampere hours. It's okay, that's what it says on the tin. Probably lasts for about half a day at a skirmish or an airsoft site. So yeah, you might want to buy another one. Either increase the amp hours or carry a spare battery. We also have here, now they supplied me with a short magazine. The one I got supplied with was broken. This is another one. This is my old one, which I know works. Theirs was broken. The internal spring had cracked. So basically you was winding this thing up and nothing was actually happening. So yeah, that went in the bin, and that's my own. But you do get one, whether it works or not is a different matter. And they supply you one of these Gucci little keys to wind it up with. Okay, getting on now to the rifle. Let's have a little look and see what we get for our money. So this is the rifle itself. Very sturdy, very heavy. I'll talk about this in a few moments. Okay, hi guys. We've now got the rifle out of the box. I've just got it positioned onto these stands. It will allow us to take a look at the rifle and all its features. Now this is a very good representation of the real steel M16A1, which is a 5.56 caliber magazine fed gas operated assault rifle. The real steel had semi-automatic and fully automatic firing capabilities, just like this representation. Fantastic rifle. The majority of it is made out of metal, with a few odd plastic bits. I'll point those out as we go along. So we'll start at one end, we'll work our way to the other, and we'll see what this rifle has got to offer us. So starting at the front, we have the very iconic Vietnam era 3-pronged flash eliminator. Full metal, nice and sturdy, looks absolutely fantastic. I think the original M16A1s may have had the bird cage flash eliminators, but this doesn't look out of place. So moving rearwards, we've got the outer barrel, which again is metal, which leads to the front foresight assembly. Now this is metal, quite strong. I don't think it's going to break. It houses the front foresight in between these two bunny ears, which is basically just a small shaft that sticks up like so. On the underside here we have a bayonet lug. Now I'm not entirely sure whether a bayonet would actually attach to this. I've been told they don't. That's unfortunately for you guys to find out. I don't know, haven't got a bayonet, I can't tell you. Just underneath here also is the front sling loop. Now this is also metal. It swivels backwards and forwards just like the real steel. Working our way further backwards, we now have the very iconic triangular cross-section front handguards. I think on the original these were ABS or maybe fiberglass. These are just plastic. It's a very strong, durable plastic. Isn't going to break anytime soon, and I think will certainly hold up to any punishment that I can give it. You've got vent ports just in the top here also, just like the real steel version, and inside of those you've got a fake gas rod and also a chrome heat deflector. So really nice touch, makes this weapon look just like it should, just like the real deal. The main body itself, full metal. The carry handle and rear sight assembly is fixed to the body. It is not adjustable like in the later M16 versions. So this is very much like the M16 VN. Inside here you've got the rear sights. You do have a battle sight, and you can flip that down to reveal the normal sight. I stick with battle sights, after all it's only airsoft. So looking here we have the forward assist, which is reminiscent of the M16A1. You wouldn't have this on the M16 VN model. This was only on the later models and on this one. Really nice. It does move. I'm not going to say it works because we actually don't have a bolt, but it's a nice touch. You've got the ejection port here, which we'll open in a moment, and then just below that you've got the magazine release catch. Now this is the one thing about this rifle that I don't like. It's a little bit loose, it's not that solid. The actual metal that makes up the mechanism is good, but the spring inside is about 1mm too short and quite weak. So that in itself is probably the weakest part of this whole weapon, but can be easily fixed with a new spring. Not too worried about that. You've got the charging handle at the back here, or cocking handle, whatever you want to call it. I think the Americans call it charging handle. So literally just keeping our two fingers on this, we can pull that back to the rear. The ejection port cover opens, and then we can release that. Now this sounds fantastic. I'm never going to get bored with doing this. Absolutely brilliant sound. And then the ejection port cover can just flip back into place after you're done. Now if we open that up again, just inside there is your hop-up adjustments. Yeah, and it's similar to most M4, M16 variants. It's just got the small wheel which you turn clockwise, anti-clockwise to increase or decrease the hop-up. You've got the pistol grip here, which is plastic. It's a nice strong plastic. It feels solid. It feels good when you hold the weapon. Doesn't wobble. There's no play in it. Yeah, this thing is solid. It houses, I believe, the motor, which connects to the gearbox on the inside of the body. Working our way a little bit further rearwards, we've got the stock, which again is plastic, but it's this good strong plastic. It's not going to break anytime soon. And then you've got the butt plate at the back, which again is another rigid plastic. Now, the battery is contained in here, and you can get to the battery by just opening up that small compartment at the back here. Now this is metal. It's quite strong, quite sturdy. The battery just slides into there, and you close that up again. I would imagine you can change a battery on this weapon in about 10-15 seconds. And then finally you've got your rear sling loop, which is just here. This doesn't move, it is fixed. Right, so let's switch this rifle around and we'll take a look at the other side. Okay, here we are again, guys. We've now switched the rifle around so you can see the other side. There isn't too much to say. It's practically identical, so I'm not going to harp on too much. So just working our way along to the actual body of the rifle, the main differences are on this side, you've got the bolt release catch just here. It doesn't appear to do anything. Seems to move and wiggle, but obviously there's no bolt in the rifle. There's no holdback facility, so yeah, I think it's just for show. Just here you've got your fire select lever. You've got safe, that's semi, and then switch it again, goes to fully auto. And the rifle does fire in semi and fully auto. Just listen to this though. And this is, everything about this rifle is solid. You know, when you're charging it, it sounds fantastic. This is full metal, yeah, and it really comes across as solid. And even just little things like select levers, everything just sounds mint. I'm very pleased with this rifle. Okay, back again. So, one rifle. Let's just take this off the stands. Just place those down there. So as I said, this is a very sturdy rifle. It feels good in your hands. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, you're going to really like this, I think. The only issue I have with this is the magazine release catch here. The spring inside, from what I can see, is about 1mm too short. Doesn't sound very much, but it just allows that just to have that little bit of free play on it. Now, the problem I've noticed, and certainly with these metal short magazines, put that into the rifle, nice and secure. Yep, absolutely fantastic. But yeah, you've only got to pull it at a right angle and this thing falls out. I'll just show you that again. So as you can see, I'm not even touching the magazine release catch. if I just wiggle that from side to side, it's not going to do it this time. Okay, that's in there now. But I've only got to just literally just press there. I'm only resting my finger on it. I haven't even pressed it, and that's going to fall out. So you run the risk of losing your magazines on your sight. The fix for that is just to take that mechanism apart and put a slightly stronger and slightly longer spring in there, and I'm only talking about 1 millimeter. When you get the weapon, you'll see exactly what I mean. But that's the only bad thing that I found, and for the sake of that one tiny little spring, I'm not going to give this thing a bad review, because I absolutely love this rifle. Now, I've tried several other magazines. We've got a variety of M4, so here's your classic M4 metal high cap. Now, as you can see, that thing slots in there. It's a different brand, it doesn't wiggle, it's not going to come out, and even when I press the magazine release catch, I need to physically pull that thing out. So that's really, really good. I've got a plastic mid cap here, same again, different brand, it's solid, and you have to physically take these things out. I've got one of these modern plastic type ones, fits in there, feeds really nice, but you physically have to pull it out. So I think it's just these metal short magazines, these low caps, mid caps, the problem. But other than that, absolutely fantastic. So yet again, I highly recommend this JG M16A1. Nice and cheap. I think I paid about £130 for this sterling. You get a lot of rifle for your money. All metal, nice and weighty. All of my friends who have actually seen this love it. I think you're not going to be disappointed with this. All in all, I really like it.